Hello beautiful people, it's Ale, and today we're gonna talk about pro and cons of studying abroad, because an exchange year is a really important decision. So I thought it can be really useful to list some pro and cons. Let's start with the pros. The first pro, it's break your routine. It was really important for me because I was getting kind of annoyed by my life in that moment. It was just repeating every day the same stuff. I was going to school, then come back, studying all the afternoon, then have dinner and study again, go to bed and then restart all over. I got to a point that I was so stressed and I couldn't really handle my routine anymore. So moving in a new country, meeting new people is just like changing everything in your life. It breaks your routine. The second pro is new places. New places because you are going in a new country that probably you have never visited before, or anyway you're going in a place, in a city that you have never visited before, you've never been there. So you're gonna see new cities, new landscapes, and everything is gonna be new. For me it was really different. I was used to a big city. I was used to Rome, which is full of monuments, and then I end up in Kansas where there are not like the same amount of monuments that we have in Rome. But I found out that I love the landscape there. That's so beautiful. Number 3, create a new life. You are going there and you create a new life because you're not with your friends anymore. You're not with your family anymore. You are going in a new family. You're gonna meet new friends and everything's gonna be different. In that moment, you're having a new life, completely different from the one that you have in your home country. As I was saying, you're gonna meet new people, new friends, and it's so beautiful because I think meeting people, it makes you rich because everybody's different, so you can learn something from many people, and then anyway a lot of people are gonna love you and they're gonna care about you, and it's so beautiful. You're gonna care about them, of course, and you're gonna love them. You are going to become independent. When you are an exchange student, you should try to manage the money that you have, even though sometimes it can be difficult. I went through that. Then maybe you're not used to do laundry, or I don't know, like do some houseworks. You're gonna learn how to manage your time, your money, and your problems, of course, because not everything is gonna be fine. Sometimes there are some problems that you need to solve. New culture. When you're an exchange student, you're gonna deal with a new culture and a different mentality from your home country. But I think this is like a pro because sometimes it can be difficult, but I think it's a pro because you are going to learn how they see the world, what is their point of view, and it can be really different from yours, but doesn't mean that it's wrong, because their thoughts and their ideas came from their history that can be really different from the history of your country. Maybe you're used to do something that for them it's weird, and it's really interesting why it is for them, and it's really interesting to learn their traditions, what they do for holidays. New country could mean new language, not for everybody, but anyway, if you are like me, I'm Italian, so I speak Italian, and I went to the US and they were speaking English, so I learned a new language. I mean, I didn't start from zero because I already knew a little bit of English, but anyway, it helped me a lot, even though I still have my Italian accent, but that's okay. But I learned English there, so right now I'm not afraid anymore to speak English with other people like I was before going to the US. Learning languages, I think, is really important because you can communicate with more people. Of course, English is the international language, but I think if you can speak with a person in his native language, it's a lot more better because like you have a connection that is more strong than if you're speaking with that person in English. I don't know how I explain that, but think when you are abroad and everybody speaking a different language, and then you can find a person that speaks your language, you are happier because listening, like hearing the sound of your language, remind you to your home country, so it makes you happier. So I think like learning a new language or learning the language that people speak in your host country, it's beautiful and really important if you're going to school there, probably. Last pro, which is like, I think everybody say that, everybody, like everywhere in all the orientation, everywhere, that one of the pro is that you're stepping out of your comfort zone. That's so true. When you are in another country, you're out of your comfort zone and it can be really scary, but at the same time it helps you a lot. It makes you grow up so much, because then you need to figure out how to relate with other people. You need to learn how behave with other people and behave in situations that are different from what you're used to. So really important. Step out of your comfort zone. Now we finished with the pro and we're going with the cons, which they can be really important. First, cons for me, of course, it was at the beginning. Then I just got used to it. But at the beginning it was food and the time of the meals. It can be really weird, but I didn't have a lot of problem with food. It was different from Italian, of course, completely different, but I liked it and I didn't really have problem with the food. But maybe if you're moving in another country where the cuisine and the food is completely different from what you were used to, it can be really difficult. But I think you just get used to it month after month without any problem. And the same with the time of the meals. I was used to have lunch at 2 p.m. and then when I was in the US, I was having lunch at noon, or I was used to have dinner at 9 p.m. and when I was in the US, I was having dinner at 6. Which at the beginning was really weird for me, because when I was having dinner at 6, then when it was like 11 p.m. I was hungry again. So it was kind of weird, but like after a few weeks I was okay. One of the cons is the cost of your experience. Maybe you won a scholarship. I didn't, so I had to pay for going to the US. But even though you had a scholarship, you are going to have many expenses during your exchange year. That can be presents, maybe you wanna go out with your friends, you're gonna spend money for going out. I don't know, maybe you have like a particular diet and you need to buy particular food, you just wanna buy some clothes and I don't know, shoes or something. You're gonna spend money, and really, guys, be careful. Just keep track of your expenses, because you really don't have idea how much money you're gonna spend. I'm gonna give you a little advice. Sometimes can be really difficult to manage your money, your expenses. Write all your expenses down and try to have a monthly budget. I say that I put learning a new language as a pro, but at the beginning of your exchange year, it can be really difficult to speak a language that you have never learned, that you have never studied before. Or like me, I didn't really ever speak that language with like native speakers. So at the beginning, it can be really tough to understand people or to speak with other people. But I think it's not a big deal. You like by time, you're just going to speak better, going to understand people a lot better than at the beginning of your exchange year. So it's not a big deal, but it can be a cons at the beginning of your experience. You are going to miss people and places. You're going to miss your family, you're going to miss your friends, you're going to miss your house, you're going to miss your home. You're going to miss place where you were used to hang out with your friends. You're going to miss something from your home country, and at the beginning can be tough, and you're going to have homesick, and it's not easy, but you just need to try to think about your experience and what you're doing. And as I said, you're going to meet new people and you're gonna visit new places. So focus on what is new in your life and don't focus on what are you missing from home. Another con about homesick: death moments are the worst. Really, do always something. Always do something. Play sports, enjoy a club, do something with your host family, hang out with them. Even though it's like just go to Walmart, go to the supermarket, go and do something. Don't just lay on your bed doing nothing, because then in that moment the homesick arrives and it's really tough, because then you're gonna think about stuff and you don't have to do it. So just like keep yourself busy. The last cons for me, it's when you go back in your home country. It seems like a pro, but it's not. I put it in cons because when you go back in your home country, you're kind of lost, because in that moment you're used to your life in your host country, and when you're back in your home country, everything seems different. You are different. And like, it's true that people maybe changed, maybe they're different because a year passed, so they can be different and sometimes it can be tough to relate with them. But it can be a pro because now you can understand who your real friends are. But for me, it was really difficult going back to school, going back to my Italian high school, because I had to study all the summer for an exam that I had before the beginning of my last year of high school. So it was really tough for me, but I passed that moment and I went through in the best way. And but I mean, it was really tough because I had to study, and maybe my friends were having a fantastic vacation and was there studying. But it was okay because I knew that I had to do it. It can be really strange, but a lot of people did an exchange and came back home. So you can do it. I did it, and now I'm here happy to tell you about it. So don't worry. So guys, this video is over. Thank you for watching. I hope it can be useful for you. Just want to remember you that you can follow me on my social media. I will link them down below. If you want to stay tuned, click on the subscribe button and active the bell. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up, and I'll see you next Saturday with a new video. Bye.